That's accurate. Everybody knows that if you have gotten more achievements than everybody else, you are a superior person because that's really the way that we determine who's at the top of the pecking order in our society is gamerscore. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the podcast farm. We're here. We made
Farmcast.
it. Farmcast. Farmcast. That's what we're going to call this now. Farmcast. So on this episode, though, we are going to be talking about a subject that is kind of near and dear to our hearts, I feel. Is it? Maybe.
Sure. Why not?
Let's say it is. And that is about getting achievements in games. And Alex, you were actually the one who suggested that we talk about this. It was on your mind. Can you give me a little bit of insight into why you wanted to talk about that subject?
So I think we were talking about it a little bit ago, where we had mentioned I had gotten one of the achievements I had wanted to get for No Man's Sky, and then I was thinking,
Yes.
There's a lot of different achievements you can get in games, and a lot of
yeah.
different reasons for the achievements.
Oh, absolutely. There are very rare achievements. There are very common achievements. I think one of the things that's really interesting to me is the achievement that they give you in so many games when you start playing.
You made it. Good job. You've
It's like
actually opened the game.
You have opened the first door. Congratulations on opening the game. And I think the reason why they do that, though, is one, to acknowledge that there is an achievement system in the game, although we kind of know that there is. But then also to give you the incentive of being like, yeah, you're in it, and we've unlocked these achievements for the game, so it will start showing up on your profile. I'm sure that there's actually like a psychological reason why they do that, to give you like an early reward system for the game.
Maybe. We don't really do the whole, let's get into the psychology
of games.
That's not our thing. You can go watch Daryl plays games.
You can go watch 100 different other channels for that. But, I mean, there is something to be said about, like, the reward system of your brain being activated, and I think achievements do a good job at that. I think that the most interesting part of it that I would like to talk about a little bit is kind of the metagame aspect of it. Because if you really think about it, if you think about it really hard, let's think about it really hard, Alex.
Really hard while I'm fishing in the rain.
Yeah, while I'm setting down plots for my 1,000 banana trees that I'm going to be making right now. If you think about it, like, achievements are neat, but also you might notice that achievements are not actually technically in the game. Like, in the game world itself. They don't technically exist in the game world. They exist outside of the game world for your gamer profile, for something that is not related to the game itself. Like, the achievement doesn't really do anything in the game itself.
They can sometimes, and I did want to touch on that at some point as well when we talk about this.
Yeah, because I say that, and then I do realize that there is kind of an acknowledgement in some games where they acknowledge that you've gotten that. So recently, for instance, as people probably know, we played a bit of it on the show. I played Blueprints, and in case people are not aware, because I knew that the game was going to be a very big, long thing, and I wouldn't be able to play it all on stream, I did go and just play it off camera, just to play it, which is probably good. I think I've put nearly 100 hours into it.
And you're not even done yet.
Kinda not. I did get to room 46.
Good.
I did. Not only did I get to room 46, but uncovered a lot of really interesting places and hidden places, and so yeah, a lot of great stuff in that game. Really, really great game. I think that just off topic for a second, I think that at least for me, that's probably my favorite game this year. I really liked what it did. Very impressed by it. But
Fair.
there are some achievements in the game. But what they do is that there is like a literal trophy room as one of the rooms in the game.
Okay.
And there is a list of like different trophies that you can unlock. Those trophies are also the achievements, essentially, of the game. But whenever you go to the trophy room afterward, you can see the actual trophies of your achievements, along with a whole list of what the achievements are that you can get for going through the game. And so then that's just in the room. And that, like, you've been able to get everything in the directory. You've been able to fill out the entire Holly Mansion, right? Like, you've been able to put a room in every single one of them. That you've reached room 46. That you've, like, solved room 8 or anything like that, you know. And there's an achievement for it, but it's an achievement in the main, you know, in the main sense of an achievement. But there's also an acknowledgement in the game, in the actual trophy room, of you as Simon having completed that. So
Okay.
So there's this kind of acknowledgement. Now, does that actually, like, do anything from like the standpoint of like mechanics in the game? No, but that's okay. I'm still okay with that.
I think
yeah.
Most of the time, achievements don't really affect mechanics of games
No.
so much. They might potentially unlock portions of the game, I guess.
Sure.
But I think having achievements that are just kind of like, hey, you did the thing, like, oh, you've opened the game and you've played the tutorial. That's like, okay, well, I guess I got an achievement for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's exciting, little achievement there, but it's still nice to get an achievement, I guess.
Oh, sure.
I'm a big fan of achievements that give you something in-game. So I know, like, World of Warcraft, for instance, gives you, like, titles or mounts or pets or, like, physical rewards, essentially, in the game that you can show off. And I adore those because it's like, hey, this is showing you that I've gotten this by doing something that not everyone has done. Potentially, although those easy ones, you know, that's a whole thing where it's like, should easier achievements give you like big rewards like that? And it's maybe, but then everyone has it. It doesn't feel special to you.
Oh yeah.
Going back to No Man's Sky for a minute, I got I reached the center of the galaxy in permadeath mode.
Nice.
Which is only a 0.8% of players who have played No Man's Sky, which is a lot of people at this point. But it didn't just give me that rare achievement for my profile on Steam. In game, it gave me the title The Immortal.
Oh.
So I can choose, and I have chosen to, I can choose to display that on my name card, so whenever I show up in system or if people look at me, it'll say EXP Limited The Immortal, which only 0.8% of players, 0.08% of players who have played the game will have that as a title they are able to show off.
Beautiful.
So to me, I love those types of achievements.
Oh, sure. And that actually brings me to a question that I had for you. Because I've been thinking about this too, is that in some ways, at least for me, an achievement is not even really something for you as it is for, like, other people to see. Like, if the achievement wasn't there for somebody else to be able to witness, like, in terms of, you were saying, like, only so many people have achieved it, you can look at that, like, by comparison to other people, and you can say, like, look, comparative to the other people that played in this game, I stuck through it, I did this, and I feel like a sense of accomplishment for having done so. That it's not just, and I think that's kind of what I mean by like the metagame aspect of this, is that when I'm playing a game, I figure that I'm kind of playing it for me, but then the achievement part of it feels like I'm not just playing it for me, I'm also playing it in a larger context of everybody else that's playing the game and what they did in it and what they accomplished, I accomplished, and maybe even motivating me to play if I see like, oh wow, so many people or a very few number of people have actually done this thing. I wonder if I can do it. I wonder if I can actually achieve that. It's like a motivating thing to keep playing the game, which I think is, again, that kind of like the metagame aspect of this. It does make me think about the world before we had achievements, because for the youngins out there, games didn't always really have this system, at least not the way we think about it, like where you have an Xbox gamer score, or you have like gold and silver trophies in PlayStation, or where you unlock achievements in Steam. They didn't have that back in the day, but I do feel like they tried to introduce some aspects of that early on by just acknowledging certain things in the game. And the second that we kind of got into the more community-based aspects of it, where you have like home pages for Xbox and for Steam, and you have a profile of your own for your whole gaming catalog. That's really when the idea of making more of an official achievement system comes in. And now when I see games that don't have achievements on it, I feel slightly betrayed. So, like, we've been playing Voices of the Void, and we've been having an interesting time of that. And it does kind of have achievements. I think they're working on some of that, just because it doesn't seem... they feel a little broken at the moment. Maybe with the new update, they've updated that. But I don't think those achievements go anywhere outside of the game. Because like I don't
think so.
Because itch.io, you download it from itch.io, but they don't seem to have like a hub in the same way that we think of for like Steam and those places. I still like getting the achievement, but I also do ask myself, like, in terms of like risk reward, am I really going to collect 1,000 mushrooms so that the game can say thank you for collecting 1,000 mushrooms?
Maybe.
That's a question too. Do you experience this with certain achievements that are just there almost to troll you as a player? Like, here's an example. Back in the day, there was a game called Assassin's Creed 2. And most of the achievements in Assassin's Creed 2 were fairly simple to get if you're just playing the game normally. But there is one thing that they did, which was a collection quest. And it was for feathers. And you had to collect, I can't remember if it was 100 or 200 feathers. And that was like a whole achievement for doing that. And you also got you got a special cape in the game that made you a walking target to get attacked by every guard in the game. Terrific. But, worst achievement ever. But you would not be able to get 100% completion on your achievements if you didn't do that. So
right.
it's just hanging out there, like these individual achievements that they seem to put into the game to just be like, yeah, if you really want to accomplish this thing, you gotta put in a lot of tedious ass work.
Well, they did the same thing in Breath of the Wild, I think, with the Korak seeds.
Yeah, it's those big collection quests.
Where you had to collect 1,000 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Except the only thing it gave you was like a golden turd.
Yes. Yes. Games do that, and I really don't know if I like that aspect of it. Like, I don't know if people really get much out of that. I mean, me personally, I don't.
I mean, me as a player who doesn't really go, oh, I'm gonna collect 1,000 of those, like, unless it's something that's also something I'm doing on the side of a different process.
Yes.
Like, if the game here, for instance, me picking these bananas that you planted, if the game was like saying collect 2,000 bananas, but I'm just doing this also to make money, then that's not a big deal. But if I'm going out of my way to collect 2,000 bananas, to collect 2,000 bananas to get an achievement for collecting 2,000 bananas, when I don't know what the reward is, that's a little different.
Yeah. The interesting thing that I would say about achievements is that there is the metagame aspect, but then there is also this feeling that you should hopefully get something out of it, and you don't necessarily get that. I've played my fair share of games where I really have to think, like, I'm enjoying playing the game, but do I enjoy getting the achievements? Do I actually enjoy doing that aspect of it? A really good game uses the achievements to acknowledge a player doing something significant in a game, or to highlight something that is achievable in a game. I feel like when I'm playing a game, the thing I like to see about achievement is, like, you've done something pretty cool. You're in a Souls-like, you beat this boss for the first time, right?
Right.
That's something pretty significant. Oh, look, I got an achievement for it. Now everybody else knows. Everybody else that sees my gamer profile now is fully aware I beat this boss. And so now this accomplishment, essentially, is something that everybody else gets to see. And I'm happy about that. The achievements that I don't really like are those kinds of, like, here's the collection quest, and the only way you get 100% of the achievements for this game are when you've collected all of these. So better hop to it, pal, because then that feels like it's trying to reward me with grind.
Right.
and I don't think rewarding players with grind has much benefit.
It depends if they kind of like that. I mean, you get someone who likes to play idle games, they might like the grind.
Okay, but, like, for every normal person.
Oh, right, normal people. Forgot about those.
Forgot that normal people, like, sorry if I'm hating on idle games. It's just that, like, for a lot of people who aren't just playing the idle game stuff, this feels like a waste of my time, to be honest with you. And in the idle games, I don't really know if it's very useful either, because I don't play those. So I really couldn't tell. What is your favorite achievement that you've gotten? You've kind of, you mentioned
like
the one.
Ever?
Yeah, you mentioned the one, but
that's a favorite achievement. I mean, the one is probably one of my favorites just because so few people have gotten it, and that makes me feel happy that I got it, I guess.
Oh,
but damn,
sure.
favorite achievement?
Mm.
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough.
Do you have a rare achievement that you've gotten?
Yeah, that one's probably that's not even the most rare.
Oh, sure.
Let me hold here really quick.
Sure.
Here really quick. My rarest achievement is from Lost Ark, apparently.
Lost Ark.
Which is do something 150 times, which only 0.5% of players have gotten.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
It was like catching critters or something like that. So 0.5% of players. 0.5%? Yeah, 0.5%.
0.5% of players did that. Wow.
But then I also have something else from like Hunter Call of the Wild, which I have a ton of achievements on as well. Like if I look at that one, which I've been playing again recently, like some of these are just kind of like kill an X number of animals.
Oh,
This
shoot.
one is called Death from Above, which is harvest a white-tailed deer from a hunting structure using a bow, which isn't really like a difficult thing to actually do in the game, but like 1% of players have done it.
Well, I think that's interesting because that's like a very specific thing. You know?
Yes.
I've seen those things where it's like, this is a very specific kind of task that you're giving me that I would not think to do unless there was an achievement specifically for it. Like, I would not do this thing except that you have presented me with a challenge to do that thing. I think that that's just another kind of interesting achievement that you can get. Is the one where you're just like, I would never think to actually do this in this game, but now I guess I have to because
What would you say, since you asked me, is your favorite achievement that you've gotten in the game?
Oh God, you know, I think yeah, because I kind of figured you were gonna ask me that since I asked you, and I'm trying to think. There are 4 games I think on my Steam library that I have gotten 100% like achievements for, and there's also been some other ones that I've gotten. The one that I remember, it's not a particularly hard thing to do, but I think it is the first time that I actually got a platinum trophy when I was playing on PlayStation, and I think it was for Sly Cooper. Not a hard game to necessarily get a platinum trophy for, but I remember it because it was the first time I had actually gotten one. And for people that don't know, if you're playing on PlayStation, the Platinum Trophy is a trophy that they give you only after you have gotten every other trophy. So you have achieved every other thing. And so I think that might have started my desire to, when I start playing a game that I like, and it does still have to be a game that I enjoy. I would not normally do this for games that I don't enjoy playing. But for the ones that I really do enjoy playing, giving me this nice little added incentive of, oh, I wonder if I can actually unlock all of the achievements. There's a game that I was playing recently, I'm sure people are probably aware of it, called Supermarket Simulator. I did finally get around to playing some of that for a good long time. It is unfortunately one of those games that you can kind of mindlessly do. Because it is, as I kind of suspected, kind of janky, but also just keeps giving you these new things to play around with and gets you a comfortable game loop. There are 2 achievements that I have left, and the problem that I'm having with it is that those achievements are doable. However, you can tell that they're going to be a slog to do. One of them is to have 4 cashiers, which I think I've already hired them. I just don't have space to put down any of the cash registers. So that's a problem. And
A little bit.
Yeah, most of what I have is self-checkouts because they take up far less room. And then the other thing is to get all the sections of your store. And if I can rant about Supermarket Simulator for 1 second, I kind of hate how they do upgrades to your store, because they start off with like, here's like for $400 or something, you get a 4x4 square for your advancement. The 4x4 sections are continuous. They don't like get bigger. It's always a 4x4 section of the store, but by the end they make it cost like $100,000.
Oh.
for like a thing. Now, here's the thing. There's a little bit of a cheaty thing you can do in the game, so I don't have to worry about money. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I don't actually have to worry about it. I have the money for it. But I also have to increase the level of my store. And in order to increase the level of store, you have to do transactions. And so it becomes kind of laborious to do that, where you have to go through like just hundreds, thousands of transactions to keep racing up one level. And each section now only unlocks after 5 levels each time. And I have like another 6 or 7 of them to go. So it's, and also, to make things just a little bit more egregiously annoying, is it takes so long to restock stuff, because you hire these stalkers that move like mud. And
I do like my mud.
And then you have to, like, even if you're doing it, it just takes a lot of just slog through and grind to just keep restocking the shelves and getting just 50, hundreds of boxes every day to keep restocking the shelves to make that happen. So you start to realize, like, oh, I could easily do this achievement of getting all the sections in the store. It's just going to be a huge grind that's going to not be enjoyable for me to do. And it's basically the only achievement that would be left for me to do. Because if I really wanted to, I guess I could like move stuff around the store a little bit and just put 4 cashiers in for a second to call it. And then I'd have that achievement. But I have that one last achievement, and it's one of those ones that's going to just be a giant ass grind. And there's not much I can do about it, because I don't want to raise up another 30 levels so that I can get the rest of those sections. The money is not a problem for me, because so here's a little off topic, but that's okay. There's a little bit of a cheaty thing you can do in Supermarket Simulator. That
a different cheaty thing?
Well, no, the cheaty thing for money that I was talking about before.
Wasn't sure if you meant more cheaty things.
Oh, well, there kind of is. But if you're trying to get money in Supermarket Simulator, a lot of people know this. You price things based on what the market value is, right, in the game. That's the idea. And if things are too expensive, people get mad and they don't want to buy it. You can put discounts on things, though, and people will buy it at the discounted price, and they're going to be happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's something that a lot of people might not be aware of, though. If you get online orders where you go around the store, pick up stuff into a bag, and then go off into town and give it to somebody, they pay the price that doesn't have the discount. They pay the full price for the product. So if I were to say, and I'm not suggesting that I did this, but if I were to say that this bag of bread is normally priced at like $3, but I priced it at $300 and then put a 99% discount on it, people would still pay the $3 in the store, but every time an online order comes in for the bread, they'll pay $300 for the bread. That works. Now here's the other thing you can do. You could put the total price all the way up to $9,999 and give a 100% discount, so it's basically free in the store.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody were to buy, say, a watermelon, and you've priced it at $9,999 a pound, and each one of those watermelons is 10 pounds, an online order for a watermelon nets you $99,999.
Okay.
And usually when people ask for watermelons, they ask for like 5 of them.
Aha.
So, dropping off the one bag of produce alone ends up netting you $500,000.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
a couple.
yeah. But
dollars.
the thing that you start to realize at that point, and this is the thing that's important to understand, is that you can immediately open the store and close it down so nobody is in foot traffic in your store. And then just wait for the online orders to come in, and then just have the horribly large marked up price for all of the stuff to give to the online orders, and no one buys the $0 product in the store anymore. So
Gotcha.
you're only now making essentially like 10 grand on every item in the store for the stuff that, and you don't have to stock basically anything in the store if you didn't want to. But the problem with this system, of course, is that you don't get a lot of store points so that you can level up, which I would need to do in order to get all the sections of the game so that I could do that part. So there's that lovely workaround, because I don't know if you're aware, but, you know, Supermarket Simulator is kind of a janky game. Like, it was kind of known as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit janky. It's okay.
And to be frank, I don't think that they had any interest of actually making it like a super sophisticated game. It's just like a silly thing that you can go and play, and they accomplished that. It is a silly little game that you can play, but if you're looking to get money real quick, there's it's not nearly that difficult to do. I was able to catch up pretty quickly, by being able to do little tricks like that.
Oh, good.
So sorry folks, but yeah, there might be some janky stuff that you can do in Supermarket Simulator. Who would have thought?
Not me.
But like it solves the money problem for that game, so that you can unlock a bunch of stuff and you can get all of your employees and everything like that. But the problem that it's still, maybe the game knew about this. The problem that you still have is that I can't get the store points, and I need the store points to unlock all the sections. But at a certain point, you're like, but why? Like at a certain point, you're spinning your gears, and the achievement, to get back onto the achievement part, those achievements don't feel incentivizing enough for me to keep playing that game. And so I don't really want to keep playing the game. At a certain point, the game has to live up to the achievement that I'm getting. The achievement itself, for me at least, is a nice extra reward to acknowledge that I've done stuff in the game that I've already enjoyed playing. If I'm not enjoying playing the game, then it doesn't matter. It just it will not matter to me. I will not want to keep playing the game. Just that's the way of it, you know. So have you so this is a question that I have on that subject. Have you ever kept playing a game because you wanted to unlock achievements?
I don't think specifically, no.
Okay.
I don't think there's a game I've just been like, I only want to play to get this one achievement. I just need this one achievement.
Right. I feel like I probably have, but it was probably because I thought that the achievements that I could get were fairly easy to acquire. If it weren't for me thinking that, like, I wouldn't have to do a huge time investment in it, I probably wouldn't have bothered. But sometimes you'll see things like, oh, I only have to do these 3 things and I can get these 3 achievements or something like that. And then I will have accomplished those things. Yeah, okay, I'll pad out my gamer score. And, I mean, from a game perspective, if you're making a game and you don't know if people are going to engage with it right away or if they're going to want to play long term, I guess achievements in that way can be very helpful to you, because they'll give people just a little bit of an extra incentive in a much broader sense to keep playing the game. But for me personally, it's not nearly as, like, I'm not a completionist in that way, and so I don't find it to be a huge make or break for me to use the achievements as a motivator.
Right.
There's probably people who do get motivated by it, I'm sure. Good for them. Achievement hunting, like, that's a whole thing. I know the completionist have made a whole career out of that, basically. Just find all the achievements, do all the things in the game. But I don't... At a certain point, if the game is not fun to play, I stop caring about getting the achievements because they have failed to make the game fun. If I'm on the fence about it, sometimes I'll start looking at, like, what the achievements are for the game and determine if, like, okay, should I at least try to do these things and see what happens? Maybe the game will be better. Maybe I'll enjoy it if I do these things. And sometimes the achievement will be something I didn't know you could do in the game, and I'll be like, ooh, you can do that thing. Here's an acknowledgement of, like, a room. Like, did you see this boss? And I'll be like, I didn't even know that boss existed. So
It didn't exist.
I didn't know that it existed until the achievement in the achievement list says, you've done this thing. Sometimes they're, I don't know if you've encountered this, but sometimes achievements are very vague. They'll be like,
yes,
see a light in the dark, or something like that. And you'll be like, what the hell does that mean? But a lot of times they're very straightforward, where they're like, find the hidden cave. And then you're like, there's a hidden cave?
You're like, what hidden cave?
I didn't know there was a hidden cave. So now I gotta figure out what the hidden cave is. Great. I guess I'm gonna go take care of that now. So in that way it can be motivating. But then we have a different thing. Which is when you have the hidden achievements. And the hidden achievements, I'm on the fence about. I'm on the fence about hidden achievement, because on the one hand, I understand why a game would want to, like, keep some things secret, you know. But at the other hand, I then don't really know what I'm supposed to do to get the achievement, or, like, what I'm supposed to accomplish. I kind of bounce off of those. I don't worry too much about them, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and if I don't know what I'm actually supposed to achieve, I'm likely going to either not worry about getting that achievement, or I'm going to just look up what those secret achievements are to see if it's anything I want to do, or anything I want to look at. These, I think, come up more with, like, narrative games. I encountered them a lot with, like, the Telltale sort of games, because they don't want to tell you what happens with the story.
Of course not. Why would they want to tell you?
No,
they want playing.
They want you to experience it. And so it's like, I get those, but I have seen them in other games where it's like, I don't know. Are you, like, what are you keeping secret? Sometimes what they'll do is they'll do that very cryptic message again. It's like, saw a vision of your future that you can never unsee, or something like that, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll figure that out when I get there.
So I guess the question I have for you is, what is your favorite kind of achievement to get?
Oh, what's my favorite kind of achievement to get? My favorite kind of achievement to get is... I wonder if I have an example of that. I probably don't. I think my favorite kind of achievement to get is the one that you just don't expect to actually be an achievement. Like I've had some where you just stumble across something really silly or stupid. I think it was. I want to say there was one in Borderlands 2. I think it was in Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. And there's like one where you just walk up to what looks like a black wall, and there's like little eyes, and it talks to you. It's like it's just like a cave that you can walk up to, and by doing so, you like get an achievement that you talk to the Black Void. I think Dave the Diver might have had a few of these where it's like, you took a picture of a dolphin. Good for you. Like you just like you didn't know that this stuff was going to happen.
Right.
And then something silly or odd happens, and you're like, this is just so silly and stupid and everything. But they give you an achievement for it, and I find that to be very funny. Like that this was something that required acknowledgement of an achievement that you did, and I find that that's very funny because not only is it just like a silly Easter eggy kind of thing that they put into the game, but they thought enough about it that they were like, we're going to attach an actual achievement in the game for it. That I think's great. That's great. I love that. So, hopefully I experience more of those, but, I don't know. There are people who do the achievement hunting in games that like will look at stuff like that and might not gel with it. I personally, though, think that it's really, really fun. And I don't want people to take them too seriously anyway, you know? I think that the achievements are good when used to supplement a game, but not an excuse to you know, make the game not interesting. Like, what's the one that was the banana? Was it Banana? The clicker game where you click on the banana? That game is kind of pointless.
Yes, it's designed to be pointless, but also to exploit the Steam marketplace.
Yeah, and to get a bunch of achievements, because I like there's and like, okay, I guess that's fine, but that's not really a motivator for me, at least, to play the game. I'm not gonna play
the motivator for people to play the game was to sell bananas.
Yeah.
Literally, because you could exploit the marketplace, and all the bots that are on the marketplace would go, oh, this thing is selling to other bots, essentially, because they're dumb. And then they would just buy tons of bananas, which are useless and worthless.
But, you know, if it's useless and worthless, that's Steam's bread and butter right there. Like, feels like that's kind of what Steam Marketplace goes for a lot of the time. So yeah, like, for me, that's not worthwhile. Like, that's not something that I like. When something that I think is like a death knell, like, it's a red flag to me when I'm choosing a game I want to play. If I see user reviews that are kind of like going, well, it was easy achievements to get.
Sure.
I'll be like, oh, so there's no game here. Like, you've basically accepted that like, this is a game that you're going to play only for trying to get achievements in the game. And if that's the game, I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to be interested in playing that game. Even if it's a free game. Like, I've played my fair share of, like, some just free games that are simple, but I didn't want to play them because, like, oh, here's like 5 easy achievements that you can get. Nope, not good enough. The game also has to be good. And I'm not going to, I'm not going to just suddenly, you know, pick up the game because I can get an achievement. Like, that's
yeah, that would be a really strange reason to just pick up a game.
Oh,
like,
sure.
oh, this has an achievement. and I want that one achievement for no other reason than to have that one achievement. That would be a little strange.
Yeah, it would. I'm sure there are people that do it, but
Sure.
it sure wouldn't be my kind of gaming tea. I feel like there should be achievements work best when they're a reward for doing something in the game that is somewhat significant. I actually do get a little bit annoyed when I do something in the game and I'm like, that was pretty great, and there's no achievement to it, like they just didn't care. Like, that's my least favorite thing, is where they'll give me achievements for something that I think is kind of silly. But then when I do something that feels like it's really significant and important, there's just nothing attached to it. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of really interesting things that achievements do, and they can be great to supplement a game, but you really can't use them as an excuse to not make the game good. It's just it's got to be used in order to enhance the experience, and I guess to give people bragging rights.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely that aspect of achievements is, you know, how good are you by comparison to other people, and like we all like to feel superior to others, and that's kind of what I think achievements do.
I wouldn't quite say it that way, but
no, that's accurate, Alex. That's accurate. Everybody knows that if you have gotten more achievements than everybody else, you are a superior person, because that's really the way that we determine who's at the top of the pecking order in our society is gamer score. That's what I've learned. Alex is not going to comment.
oh my gosh, there's a bunch of owls here.
There's a bunch of owls there. Perfect.
Got a hazelnut?
So, here's a Mind Palace experiment for you, Alex.
A Mind Palace experiment.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's imagine that tomorrow the collective world says that we're going to get rid of achievements. We're just not going to do achievements anymore. We think it devalues the gaming experience by whatever. Do you think that you would be as motivated to play the games as you currently are, or would it really have any impact on you?
I don't think it would really have much impact on me. I don't think it would. I'd still play the games I'm going to play.
Sure. The places where I might not play something, or it would discourage me from playing something, is if I was already on the fence about playing it. And I think the one thing that incentivizes me the most about achievements is that I get to kind of get an idea of some things you can accomplish in the game. And it kind of tells me a little bit. If I go through the achievement list, sometimes I'll do that when there's a game that I'm not sure about, that I don't know if I want to play. And I'll kind of look at well, what are some of the achievements in the game? And it will give me a little bit more of a sense of what you can do in the game. And when you start playing it, it also tells you what you actually have to go through and how tricky or difficult or annoying it's going to be to actually do that. And so I think in that regard, achievements can be very useful. But I don't know. Having achievements in a game would not have prevented me from playing Fallout New Vegas. I would have played Fallout New Vegas anyway. However, the idea of 100%ing the achievements in Fallout New Vegas definitely gave me a motivation to keep trying new things in the game. Because that was one of the ones that I ended up getting 100% for achievements on back in the day. And a lot of that for like the Ultimate Edition was, doing a melee build and going into the fighting pits in the whatever it was called, under the city, or getting certain achievements with gun runner accomplishments, and like doing 4-star achievements there. Those are things I would not have normally done or cared to do, because then because it meant making melee builds or unarmored builds, or trying out these weapons that I don't normally do, or trying out this hammer that I don't usually use. I would not normally do those things. But the allure of, hey, I've already come this far, I've already gotten like 70% of the achievements for this game, of the trophies. Sure. like, I was gonna play anyway. So, if I'm gonna play anyway, why not?
And see,
now
I think that's
a
big difference for me, too, is the fact I generally don't complete games, so I don't really 100% them achievement-wise a lot of the times. Like, most of the games I don't fully play all the way through a lot of the time.
Sure.
Because I get bored, ADHD goes, nah, something else. Or they're just so long that it just takes forever,
Oh, sure.
But on the other side of that, again, with No Man's Sky, as an example, I have one achievement left, and I absolutely want to get it.
Oh, sure. And the thing is that you do have to want to play the game. Like, I think that ends up being the whole thing, is that achievements are great, and the achievement system, I think, is very fun, but, again, the game itself has to be engaging, and if it's not, it's just, the achievements don't do it for me. At some games, I think Banana or those idle games, a lot of them rely on the achievements as like a core function. I think that that's a mistake. I don't think that trying to use your achievements as like a main focus of the game is going to suddenly make the game better, and I don't even feel like people who play those sorts of games are going to remember much about the games afterward. Like,
oh, no, a game like Banana, there's not much to remember.
I clicked on the banana.
Yeah, good job.
You clicked on the banana, folks. So, I mean, I guess you got that going for you. Yeah, a lot, but idle games, just as a general rule, like, I don't really remember much about any of them. Even ones that I might have played for long periods of time, I don't even remember the names of them, because they were just something to do with your hands. They're basically, for me, the digital version of a fidget spinner, right? They're just there to keep your mind doing something instead of being bored for 5 seconds, And so I have no real interest in remembering those things. Games that I do remember are the ones where you actually did stuff in the game and you achieved a thing, and you look back and you go, that was great, I'm glad I achieved that thing, But yeah, an idle game like that might rely on it, I'm not getting that. Not getting it out of that. Yeah, Alex, I think that we've talked quite a bit about the nature of achievements in games, and trophies for that matter, and gamer scores. Oh, we should make note here at the end too, before we started this thing, we had actually pulled up some of like our achievements and gamer scores. We didn't even talk about that. But I think if we were to look at our achievements for Steam, you have over 2,000.
Yeah, I've got 2,225.
And then I have 1,860.
Yeah, but you also play a lot of games over on Game Pass, so...
this is true. The thing that I thought was interesting when we looked this up is that you have a 20% game completion rate.
Yeah, again, I don't really complete my games.
I have a 34%. And I had 4 perfect games. I cannot remember what those games are at the moment. But I had 4 perfect games because there were some where I was just like, yeah, I guess I do want to actually try and get all the achievements to this because I'm enjoying it so much. Let me show how much I'm enjoying it by actually completing all of these tasks. And they had to be something that was not sloggy in that way. Speaking of which, on Game Pass, I think I had... What did I have for Game Pass? I think I had... Right, on Game Pass, on my Xbox account, I have a gamer score of 164,322.
Yeah, that means nothing to me.
That's okay. A lot of games, I'm trying to think, like, there are a lot of games where they'll have, like, maybe, I don't know, 1,000 gamer score altogether. So that might help put it into a little bit of perspective. But most games try to delineate it out for like 1,000 gamer score. So if I had achieved everything in the game, it would be like a grand. Some of those are way easier to get than others. But needless to say, I've put in way too many hours in way too many games, and it's a problem. And I'm seeking some help for it, in the vein of getting playing more games. I think that's actually going to solve my problem. If I just play some more games, it should solve my problem of playing too many games.
Yeah, that's how that works.
I can quit anytime I want. That's the way of things.
All right then. Anyways,
do you ever feel motivated? One other thing I wanted to ask you: do you ever feel motivated to actually get the achievement for completing a game, or does that ever factor in to your?
Only when it's a game I really enjoy and it's an attainable thing I can do.
Sure.
For instance, again, No Man's Sky, one more achievement, and I am aiming to do that. That's just going to take like 12 hours of doing stuff.
Right.
Which I'm like halfway there.
Mm-hmm.
But other games like World of Warcraft, which I have a lot of achievements in, it's not really attainable for me to try and get all the achievements. There are just endless achievements. Some that I can't get anymore. Some that require PvP or doing mythic stuff or stuff that I just don't do in the game.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of those MMOs, because they're big and long and made to be very big and long, I feel like those achievements are made to be a kind of a slog to get through.
Some of the harder ones. Some are just like, hey, you like completed this entire area, or did this many quests, or did this many of that, or helped this faction. So those ones aren't so unattainable.
Oh, sure. Well, that's okay. I mean, I just don't play a lot of MMOs anymore. But I can say that if I do go back to playing any MMOs, achievements are not going to be a driving force for me, because I know what that's going to mean. Like, I like the ding, the little dopamine receptor of getting an achievement, and I like that other people can see my achievements, but also, it's not enough of a motivator for me, really, to go through the headache of what some of them require of me. So it's fine. It's good. I think that it makes sense why they installed it. And it's fun from a communal faction, like a communal action of being able to show other people what you can do. But it's, I've never found it to be a hugely motivating force to determine if I like a game, if I'm going to play a game. And I guess that's my basic takeaway from the conversation, is that that's not the big reason why I play games. but I am glad that they have them in the game. Also, side note, as you can probably see, I have trimmed these trees so that it's way easier to actually get to the bananas.
Okay.
That's something I found is kind of useful. If I get rid of just the excess foliage around it, it just makes your life so much simpler. So that's fun. Just trimming out my banana trees here at the end of the show, folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so achievements, good. Achievements, good.
Achievements that give you things you can show off better.
That's definitely like how achievements work.
No, not always. Sometimes they're just for you.
Sometimes they're just for you.
I meant sometimes the ones that you can show off in game with either titles or cosmetics or stuff like that. Cosmetics tied to achievements I love.
Yes. Sometimes you get a personal sense of satisfaction from being able to get an achievement. And sometimes the achievement is there for bragging rights. But whatever you get out of it, if you get something out of it, good for you. That's my very centrist take on the matter.
Yes.
Alex, if the folks listening to this wanted to get an achievement of their own that unlocks once you've listened to every episode of the show, where could they go?
Oh god, I was thinking they just have to listen to the whole episode.
Oh my
go
God.
Listen to the rest of ours on our backlog here on YouTube or where we have podcasts, because we have a ton of those too.
Yeah.
Everything in the description.
And I think with that being said, we can probably unlock the achievement of completing this episode.
Huzzah!
Yeah. We've only done, like, nearly 200 of these. I don't know if we unlock an achievement for that. I think... Oh, you know what I think is interesting? I'll leave you with this. I went on my, like, Yahoo Mail the other day, and they had, like, a whole... they had a whole achievement thing of, like, do these 3 things of, like, opening an email... and reading an email and deleting an email, and you get it, and they like gave me points to get like a bronze medal in using the email, and I was like, okay, now we've gone a step too far. I don't need an achievement system for my mailbox. However, I still did do it. I still did it though. So maybe I did. Maybe I did need. Maybe I did need a reward system. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yes. Thank you for joining us on Total Pebble Knockdown, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye from Podcast Valley. We'll be sure to podcast you again.
Great. That was fantastic.
Was that a good outro?